Hello, Ms. Van Dyke. This is in relation to the question you sent me from my math lab. So I'm going to show you how to go through and solve a question like this. Okay, so the first thing we would do is this here. We would have 1/2 x plus 1/5 y equals 4. And we also would have 1/6 x minus 2/5 y equals -1. Now the first thing we need to do here is this. Most people do not like dealing with fractions. So first let's get rid of the fractions. So we go to the first equation. We look at our denominators. The denominators of this first equation is 2 and 5. So we find the common denominator of 2 and 5, which is 10, and we will multiply everything in this equation by 10. Now we look in our second equation here. The common denominator of 6 and 5 is 30, so we'll multiply everything by 30. Okay, now going with the top equation. 10 times 1/2 x will give us 5x, because we know this will end up, well, we could put this as 10 over 1. This will end up being 10 times 1 over 1 times 2, which will give us 10 over 2. But you know what? Better yet, let me try this here. Let me go back. Let me make a change here. I'm going to write this out as the fraction. So we have 10 over 1 times 1 over 2, which will give us 10 over 2 x. 10 over 1 times 1 over 5 y will give us a positive 10/5 y. And 10 over 1 times 4, we know 10 over 1 is 10, times 4 is 40. So we know all of this will equal 40. Okay, next, we will go to this second equation here. We'll put this 30 over 1. 30 times 1 is 30, and 1 times 6 is 6, so it's 30 over 6x. 30 over 1 times a negative 2/5 y will give us a minus 60 over 5y. And that's equal to, we know 30 over 1 is 30. 30 times -1 is a negative 30. So now we want to write this. 10 over 2, we know is 5. So that'll be 5x plus 10 over 5 is 2. So that will give us 2y, and that equals 40. So that took care of this first equation. Now we go to the second equation. 30 over 6 is 5, and we bring our x, minus 60 over 5 is 12, and we'll bring down our y, is equal to a negative 30. Now, if you notice here, we have to determine which one of these variables we want to simplify out. Now, it doesn't matter which variable, but let's just say we want to simplify out the x's. Now, if we notice, we have the same coefficient, but they have the same sign. So we have to change the sign of one of them. I just choose the top equation. So I'll multiply the whole top equation by a -1. So -1 times 5x is a negative 5x. -1 times 2y is a negative 2y. And -1 times 40 is negative 40. And then I will bring down the second equation. Now I will add the two equations together. This negative 5x and this positive 5x simplifies out to 0. Negative 2y minus 12y is a negative 14y. And it equals to negative 40 minus 30 is a negative 70. We divide each side by negative 14. And we will have y is equal to 5. So that is our y value. Now we have to find our x value. We could take one of these two equations here and substitute in 5 for y. Let's take this top equation. So I will have 5x plus 2 times this y will become 5 is equal to 40. So we will have 5x plus 10 equals 40. We will subtract 10 on both sides, and we will have 5x is equal to 30. We divide each side by 5, and x is equal to 6. So our final answer is x equals 6, y equals 5. And typically they want you to write your answer as an ordered pair, so it'll be 6, 5. And that is your final answer for this problem.